I'll give you a prediction, Mr. Chair. We'll see continued filibuster and avoidance because they want to avoid this, and that's called a cover-up. Thank you.
This guy's garage. Like and subscribe.
We are now on to ArriveCAN. Mr. LaFleur, sorry, 2 seconds. Yeah, so just shut up. Go ahead.
My apologies. Yeah, we on the side of the House would like to dismiss the witness.
That's not the proper format.
I like to dismiss the mistress in the proper format. I like to move a motion to dismiss the witness.
Don't say anything else.
Okay, as such, that becomes a debatable motion, Mr. Sousa. So we'll take a speaking list.
As I suggested to Mr. LaFleur, which he disagreed with, Mr. Mindone needs to be criminally investigated. There is a serious allegation of deleting 4 years of relevant emails by a person who held the title of Vice President, who is now Canada's Chief Information Officer. If there's anyone who should know how to preserve their IT and emails, it would be Mr. Doan.
Mr. Lawrence.
Thank you, and I'll be fairly brief. In fact, I'll point out the irony of us calling for a vote which will, as I can count, will dismiss the witness, and the Liberals won't let us because they want to continue to filibuster, which is a little bit different strategy. But the part about this Liberal government that has been consistent is their scandals. Perhaps we haven't seen anything in Ontario like this since the Wynne-McGuinty government of scandal after scandal after scandal. And we've seen consistent behavior, right, from Wynne-McGuinty to Trudeau, which is cover up, cover up, cover up. But it also provides us with a precedent. So, SNC-Lavalin, did the committee cease investigating it prior to the RCMP?
Nope.
No. We, Charity, did the committee stop studying it prior to
point of order,
the RCMP?
What is the relevance here to this?
That's not a point of order.
Discussion.
Not a point of order. It's disrespectful.
I'll address that. Question of relevance, I consider it fully relevant. Continue, Mr. Lawrence.
Thank you.
We'll get to it.
Thank you. Thank you. So we see in We Charity that once again, and there is absolutely nothing wrong. ArriveCAN, did we stop, did the committee stop investigating it before the ethics commissioner?
I'm not saying it's not relevant.
The groping allegations, would that stop a committee from investigating it? Absolutely not. The precedent is clear. We have the authority and we have the right. We are a committee at the federal government parliament, and we have the right, not only the right, we have the obligation. In fact, it's an abdication of duty not to study this significant scandal. And we will see this government, I'll give you a prediction, Mr. Chair. We'll see continued filibuster and avoidance because they want to avoid this, and that's called a cover-up. Thank you.
Well done, Philip. Well done.
Mr. Backrack, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I've only been on this committee for, I think, 3 meetings now, but I must say it's been a somewhat bizarre experience.
It's not bizarre.
I hope it's not me. I hope the things weren't going along perfectly smoothly until I showed up. So I'll leave it at that, Mr. Chair. I'll be voting in support of the motion, and again, I thank you for your forbearance.
Great. I have Mrs. Cusi, then Mr. Sousa, then Mr. Genois.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Chair. And it is not a surprise to me at all that the government has asked to dismiss the witness because of the embarrassment of this entire scandal. $54 million for an application, $11 million paid to 2 individuals working in their basements. Just consistent mismanagement that we have seen from this government. So, of course, they're going to do their best to shut it down at every single step of the way. And, of course, they are going to have their coalition partner, the NDP, help them to shut down this investigation every single step of the way. Again, we follow the evidence where it leads us, and it leads us to a government investigating themselves. And it's not going to get any better on Monday when the Auditor General releases her report, and there'll be even more questions. And Canadians will demand that we get answers. This might not be a courtroom, but it is a place where we are accountable to Canadians and finding out the truth for Canadians. And as I said, you might want this to go away. This isn't going away. Because after all of this time, we have hardly any answers. Because your government created such a mess with procurement. Your government created such a mess with ethical issues, again, starting from the top. And so you might want this to go away on the other side of the table here, but it is not going away. And it will continue. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Ms. Cusey has just reaffirmed why it's inappropriate to have this witness at this point. There's a number of allegations that are made. There's a number of attempts to discredit various individuals consensually. There's a number of efforts that are taken that sounds like it's a lynching that seems to be happening around this room. And that is inappropriate given the investigation that's underway. Let's move on to other matters of consequence. Like the Canada Post motion, like other things that I know are relevant that people want to see.
I'm waiting for everyone to put their headphones on to hear the wise things I'll be saying. So if we want to do committee work, we all spoke in an impassioned and intelligent way on the topic. I propose that we now proceed to deal with the committee business.
Thanks, Mrs. Vignola. That motion is a dilatory motion. I think that perhaps what was intended at the very beginning. So the motion is to proceed to committee business, which would end this and bring us into our next point, which would be our in-camera committee business. So we'll take a recorded vote. It's to move to the next, to move to committee business. Mr. Backrack, we do have a dilatory motion, so I don't think we can entertain a point of order.
Oh, really? Even points of order aren't in order?
Not when we have a dilatory motion brings us to an immediate vote, and we can't do points of order during the vote.
Ms. Vignola, her intention may not actually be achieved by the motion she put forward, but she can. It's in order, so I'll just vote.
We're clear. We can move forward with the vote. Everyone. Yeah. Perfect.
Clarify.
No, we're moving to the vote. I've said twice already. With dilatory motion, we're going to the vote.
Mr. Baines?
I think your team. Yes. I think your team will direct you.
Mr. Johari?
Favor.
Mr. Sousa?
Yeah. Yes.
Ms. Gainey?
Yes.
Mr. Kazmierczak?
Yes.
Mr. Brock?
No.
Mr. Genuis?
No.
Ms. Kuzi?
Against.
Madame Vignola?
For.
Mr. Backrack?
In favor.
7 yeas, 3 nays.
Yeah, the motion passes. Even I can do that math.